Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a double cup tie. Firstly, away against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup fourth round. We follow it up with a game away from home once again against Exeter in the FA Cup first round. Um, we've been dreadful in recent games. You were with us for the Reading game, of course, and the Walsall game. Since then, we had a really good result against Notts County and everything else has gone to pot, and we are really struggling to put any kind of a run of form together. Linus has been doing okay. Asula, again, just okay. But we're not getting goals from any of our strikers on a regular basis, and unfortunately, it is proving to be extremely difficult, and there's not really an awful lot we can do about it, to be honest. We've just got to roll the dice and see how we get on. We've got Mar in goal, Furlong, Brown, Jones, and Agunye at the back. Fiorini, Anderson, and Germer in midfield with Stevanovic, Mighton, and Asula as the front three for this game against Tottenham. If we can do anything in this game, I will be extremely surprised. We're in a very poor run, really. That game against Notts County was certainly a brilliant performance, but other than that, we've shown very little in the way of good good football, to be honest. So there's not really any cause for optimism whatsoever. There's a few League One games happening at the same time as this game against Tottenham. We'll just see how we get on. It's going to be extremely tough, this, but if we can get through it without suffering too much, I'll be quite pleased, to be honest. Stevanovic into Brown, now Anderson into Jones. Furlong, Stevanovic, back to Brown, into Furlong. It's a bit dangerous doing this against a Premier League side, but it's the way that we play. Stevanovic looking over the top, and it was the right ball, but fortunately, the lone frontman didn't read it at all and Udogie easily mopping up and finding Van der Ven. Not back to the goalkeeper, Akeem James, who I have no idea who he is, by the way. Scalvini into Pedro Porro, and now another James, Herbie James it is. Now Trasoldi. They're knocking the ball about superbly here, Tottenham. Trasoldi almost in behind. There's shoulder up with the finish. And we were expecting it. I just hope that we don't get absolutely battered because confidence at the moment is quite low as it is. And form is following in the same direction, unfortunately. And I don't really know what to put it down to. I think the team's good enough to be doing better than we are, but for whatever reason, something's just not clicking. And unfortunately, it's proving to be a bit of a problem. Germer has got to come off injured, which is a bit of a shame. Just have to see how we get on going forward. Charlie Gray's going to come on in that holding midfield position, and we're going to push Fiorini into midfield with Anderson. And again, we've just got to hope for the best. Pedro Porro into James, and now Veerman back to James. Then knocking the ball about very easily here. Pedro Porro's strike should have been easily dealt with by Mart, and it wasn't. And it's out for a corner. Pedro Porro to swing it in. The doggy's head, it's a good catch, that, to be fair, from Mar. But I'm not feeling particularly confident in this second half. We haven't had a single attempt at goal, and Tottenham are obviously dominating proceedings here. If we can even remotely get close in this game, we'll have done extremely well. I'll let the lads know we've been terrible, but we don't have the required quality against the side of Tottenham's calibre, really. And yeah, it's not looking too good for us at the moment here at Charlton Athletic, and I am optimistic that we can turn this around, but at the same time, I'm not too sure how we can change it for the better. I mean, if we put five at the back, we might be more resilient defensively, but our problem is still scoring goals. They're going to finding Mighton, and there's a Sula who has managed to get us an equaliser here. That is a really, I mean, that is extremely against the run of play. We've changed to an advanced forward as well, rather than having the pressing forward in the last few matches, and it seemed to work well against Notts County. Barnsley completely outplayed us. But here we've managed to get ourselves an equaliser here, and it's our only attempt at goal. But somehow we're back in this tie and struggling for fitness as well. Unfortunately, constantly playing in these cup games as well as everything else, it's not going in our favour in terms of keeping players fit either. And we're having to rotate for league games, which again isn't ideal. We're going to get Casey on for Stevanovic and put Asula on that left-hand side. God, we're struggling in so many areas, aren't we? Potts is going to come on for Anderson. And Tanner can come on for Agune for the last quarter of an hour as well. It's just to try and keep a little bit of energy in the side, but we are struggling here. And now Romero into Sarr. Tottenham haven't really done an awful lot in the second half, but here's Arconero, and that is a good effort, but it's wide and over. And they brought on another youngster here, Tottenham, in Alfie Dorrington. He's come on for Romero there toward the end of the game. And the fact that we're still in this tie, despite being completely outplayed, I think is a good show of resilience from our point of view, to be honest. And we're in a penalty shootout once again. We did this against Sheffield United. If we can somehow come out of this, then it'll be a huge confidence boost. And my word, do we need it. Fiorini stepping up first and converting. James did get a hand to it, but Fiorini converting. Sheldrup has taken a knock up against Matt, who was a penalty hero, of course, against Sheffield United, and he can't stop that one. It's a very easily converted penalty from Sheldrup. Now Potts coming up against James. Freddie Potts converts his penalty into the bottom corner. A nicely taken penalty once again. We lead again. Raspadori coming up against Ma. Raspadori, good effort. And Ma went the right way but couldn't keep it out. It is 2-2. Asula stepping up now. Can he... he's done well to get the goal today, to be fair, Asula, and he's converted his penalty there as well. Right wing back Pedro Porro coming forward against Ma. Pedro Porro, Ma again going the right way but not able to keep it out. Tottenham, I think, have got the better penalty takers in their squad. Aiden Linus, big opportunity for him. And again, very cool penalty from him. James not going anywhere near it. Aconero stepping up for Tottenham. Can Ma be a hero here? Come on. Aconero, oh, again, Ma, the right way, just not quite stretching himself out enough. Big pressure on Patrick Casey. Big opportunity for him. And, oh, my word, I thought he'd missed that. He's managed to score it. And hopefully that'll give him a bit of confidence as well. Ma. Come on, Ma. He's up against... Ma is up against Sarr. Can we save this penalty? It would be a huge scalp for us. We've been completely outplayed. Sarr has had his penalty saved. We've beaten Tottenham here in the Carabao Cup 4th round. Look at those match stats, by the way. 12 attempts at goal and 6 on target for Tottenham. We had 1 shot on target and managed to score it out of 2. 66% possession. But Ma saving the decisive penalty. That is a huge, huge confidence booster for us. And we're in the next round of the Carabao Cup. We're currently sat 12th in the league. So, obviously, with all these cup games going on, we have got a bit of a distraction at the moment from our league performances. My word, what an unbelievable result that is for us. And we go again, and Gurma is out for 6 to 7 weeks, unfortunately. But what a performance. And, we can't rest on that. We've got to reset ourselves. And we've got the FA Cup first round tie away at Exeter, and that is a must-win game. The FA Cup is vitally important. We need to do well. So bear with me. We'll get through these next couple of days and we'll be back for the FA Cup tie against Exeter. Okay, guys, here we go for the game away against Exeter in the FA Cup. Exeter are currently sat second in League Two, so they're in good form. And in terms of quality, potentially they're not that far behind us. So we've got to be extremely careful today and we've got to get the job done. We are having to rotate because, again, fixture congestion is absolutely ridiculous at the moment. If we pick our best 11, obviously Gurma is out of action, so he will not be playing. So Gray can start, get Enslin onto the bench. Fitness-wise, Brown and Fiorini and Stevanovic and Asula are all struggling a little bit, but we'll get them playing today. We have to. Pretty much the same starting lineup. Mara in goal, Anderson, Brown, Dickey and Agunier at the back. Gray, Fiorini and Anderson in midfield with Stevanovic, Martin and Asula as the front three. And hopefully we can get another good result here. Following on from that Tottenham game, it is absolutely remarkable that we managed to do well there. And obviously Exeter have had the beating of us already this season, so it is important for us to get a good result. They've won their last 5 matches in the league and cup, so we've got our work cut out for us. We need to be on point today. Fingers crossed we can get the job done. And opening 20 minutes, it's going to be a cagey affair, this, I can tell already. Exeter finally have the first shot at goal after 20 minutes. And possession's relatively even. We're not looking too bad. It's quite an even game at the moment. But chances, it would appear, are going to be hard to come by. Here's Rosiak into Backinson. Back to Diabate. Now Hartridge. Exeter just holding on to possession. And it's a good challenge from Charlie Gray. And Fiorini now picks it up, has support inside, finds Asula, who has ended up way out of position and lays it back to Lewis Brown at centre-back. Charlie Gray into Dickey. Now Anderson. That's a great pass, and Asula's taken up a great position, and he's finished superbly there, driving it into the middle of the goal. And have we finally found a bit of a better tactical decision that Asula suits, really? The advance, he's better as a pressing forward, supposedly, but as an advanced forward, he certainly seems to be a little bit more aggressive in his play, which is good to see. We have a lead here just after half an hour. Again, relatively close game, so we've got to be on point against a very informed side. Like I say, they're second in League Two, so likelihood is, with the way things are going, we'll be playing against them in the league next season as well. So we certainly have to lay down a marker here. Let the lads know not to get complacent, and we need to keep our focus in this second half. Ma with the delivery forward. Martin couldn't get there. Charlie Gray, brilliantly done to get there ahead of Stewart. Now Anderson into Stevanovic. Good tackle by Phillips, though, and now Rosiak plays it forward, but Anderson intercepts. Bit of a sloppy section of play for both sides here. Charlie Gray into Anderson, and now Martin plays it through. Asula's offside. He made the run too early. It's a very explosive finish from him, but he was offside. And it will remain at 1-0. But again, showing just how sharp he is, really. He is getting into the right positions. It's just a case of him staying on side. We've had an hour played, half an hour to go. We are going to make a few changes. All of our front 5, basically, are struggling for fitness now, as is Lewis Brown at centre-back. In terms of options, we are looking a little bit light, but we're going to get Enslin, Linus and Casey on as the front 3. And we'll get Freddie Potts on as well for Fiorini for the time being. We'll leave the other change just in case we need it, but we need to rest those players ready for the up-and-coming league matches. 20 minutes to go. Rosiak with a free kick here for Exeter. Played across to Backinson. now Stewart, and Cameron's been left completely open, and he's scored, and he was the man that scored against us in the cup game in the other competition. We've clearly not learnt from our mistakes, and it's an explosive finish from Mamadi Camara, and we have been drawn back level here, and we're going to demand more from the team because, again, we're letting ourselves down. We're better than this. And in the end, after being such a close game, Exeter are really driving forward now, and we're struggling to deal with them. Yes, the substitutions may not have helped, but we can't just not make substitutions. And unfortunately, it's another game to add to the fixture list, and it's not going in our favour really. Um, we've already got a congested fixture list. We don't need more games, and unfortunately, Cheltenham hold Exeter to draw. So we're in the hunt for the second round at least, but we're going to have to play them again. And again, look, we've got midweek fixtures every single week in November now. So in November, we now have 3, 6, 8 matches. And we play Wycombe twice in a week in the league as well. So it's not looking too promising in terms of fixtures. I think, to be honest, as a bit of a novelty, we'll probably get through a number of these matches and we'll come back for that double header against Wycombe, I think, in all honesty. And then, saying that, we've got the Carabao Cup quarter final. We've drawn Arsenal at home. So, again, another tough one to consider. I think, to be fair, Wigan at home and Wycombe away will probably do toward the end of November, and then we'll come back for the Arsenal game there, and probably Wrexham away. So exciting times ahead, but the fixture list is not getting any easier, and we are continuing to struggle to get any kind of result in any competition at the moment. The Carabao Cup seems to be a bit of an anomaly, but we need to hit a run of form, and with the likes of Preston and Peterborough coming up, we're going to struggle, I think. They are very good sides at the moment. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. Merry Christmas. And I'll not be releasing a video on Christmas Day. I will come back on Tuesday for Boxing Day. And yeah, have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. Eat and drink plenty. This is Big Will, signing away.